The MBTA has reported an increase in passengers in recent weeks. The reason for this? The rising cost of gasoline.
Among the reasons for the rising gas prices include the declining value of the dollar, the increasing value of the euro, and the increasing demand for gas in developing countries such as India and China.
With the price of a barrel of crude oil well over $100, and the increasing urgency of saving the environment from humanity's carelessness, what can you do to save a little bit at the pump and help save the planet?
First and foremost, trade in your 18 mile per gallon SUV for a 36 mile per gallon Civic.
Consider this. A gallon of gas in Wellesley costs $3.65. Let's say you travel 15,000 miles per year. In an SUV that gets 18 miles per gallon, you'll spend over $3,000 a year. In a 36 mile per gallon Honda Civic, you'll spend just a little over $1,500, and you'll cut your CO2 emissions by over 6,000 pounds per year.
Or you could upgrade to a hybrid and cut your CO2 emissions by over 8,000 pounds per year.
Both the Honda Civic Hybrid and the Toyota Prius get 45 miles per gallon on the highway. The Civic Hybrid gets 40 miles per gallon in the city, whereas the Prius is more efficient for the stop and go of city driving with 48 miles per gallon.
Some tips for cutting down your fuel use include driving calmly, keeping your tires properly inflated, getting excess weight out of your car, and getting a tune-up.
Clean air filters can increase your fuel efficiency by up to 10%. Keeping your tires inflated to their factory recommended PSI can increase your efficiency by up to 3 miles per gallon. If you have some junk in the trunk, get rid of it. Excess weight can bring down your fuel efficiency. Although Massachusetts is considered home of the hostile driver, believe it or not, calming down a little behind the wheel will improve your car's fuel economy. Don't brake or accelerate aggressively. And speed limits are there for safety, but also keep in mind that they are not minimum limits, but maximum. Keeping your car below 60 miles per hour on the highway is not only safer, but will help save on gas. For every 5 mile per hour increase over 60 miles per hour, you lose 5 to 7% of your fuel efficiency. Also, consider using overdrive or cruise control on the highway. It will save you gas and will keep you driving under 60.
Also, you might want to consider doing without a car if you can. And if you can't, you might even want to look into getting a zip car.
Expenses related to owning a car average around $8,500 a year. That would be $8,500 you'd save, and it would also keep 3,600 pounds of CO2 out of the air. If you foresee several errands you have to run, consider combining trips. Several short trips from a cold engine start can use twice as much fuel as one trip that covers the same distance when the engine is warm. You may even want to reconsider a trip. If you don't have to drive, then don't.
40% of all car trips in the US are less than 2 miles, so you might want to consider riding a bike or walking.
The average U.S. citizen's commute to work is 30 miles. If everyone found another means of transportation to work just once per week, carbon emissions would be reduced by 142 million tons.
My wife's maybe taking the train more than she used to. For me, I don't have a train option.
So, what are the best ways to save on gas and cut down on carbon emissions?
I suggest riding a bike, using public transportation, carpooling, or walking whenever possible.
How do you feel about the recent rise in gas prices?
It's not great, but I think it'll force people to use more economical cars.
If you'd like to share your stories on how you're dealing with a pinch at the gas pump, feel free to contact me at brian@wellesleychannel.tv. Reporting for Wellesley This Week, I'm Brian Albertson.